Hey guys, what is up? Zephyr here, bringing you another video.
What's up, guys? My name is Spartan, and it is time to address the elephant in the room. There's been a very commonly debated subject, and it's a pretty touchy subject for, honestly, all parties involved, and that is the infamous EHP versus glass cannon debate. In theory, we should have a community where we can effectively battle ideas, battle strategies, and ultimately come to our own conclusions. But as of late, at least in my Discord server, and I know the main tower server has dealt with this, Reddit certainly has, but things have kind of gotten out of hand. We've gone from a tried and true, really good supportive community to basically measuring egos and seeing which one is better by trying to prove our arguments. And regardless of what side that you kind of hang your hat on, EHP or glass cannon, I have one question for you. And it's not what are you doing? It's why does it matter, right? So I'm just gonna rant for a little bit, Zephyr, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
But this is predominantly a single player game. We have tournaments, that is the only aspect that basically matters in terms of like interacting with other people's towers. But beyond that, we are playing a single player incremental tower defense game. So why are we arguing and berating people for going one particular route, upgrading one particular thing, versus what you think would be the best idea for them? It is counterintuitive to what this community has basically been built on, and it's not productive and it needs to stop. Like I said, and it's not one side or the other. This is both sides, EHP and glass cannon. The meta has shifted quite a bit, especially since release of 27.3. I mean, honestly, version 27, period. But even so, we still find ourselves measuring our egos against our peers when we should just be conversing and having a good, proper community the way that it's always kind of been. It needs to stop. That's kind of my opinion on the matter. But I don't know, Zephyr, if you wanna input it all.
Yeah, I do. So basically, I'm gonna go way back here to when I first joined your server. This was probably the best community I've ever been part of. There was no sign of toxicity outside of the main cord that I could find anyway, and then, you know, some things on Reddit, but it's Reddit. I honestly think that this all started when me and Tequila started doing our Defense Guy series, and it really showed that late game EHP is starting to be possible. And I honestly, like, I don't want to say that glass cannon players started it, but I want to say that they saw that it's actually kind of viable now, and I think that some of them, not all of them, very few of you guys started saying, oh crap, this was the meta, and it's starting to open up more, and like, did I maybe possibly choose incorrectly? And I think a lot of people just let it get to them. Ever since Sharp Fortitude came out, Sharp Fortitude was the start of it. Before, all we had was Wormhole Redirector. That is not ever going to be a late game Legends or my bad, Wormhole Regenerator.
Correct.
Before Sharp Fortitude, late game EHP was not viable, it was not possible. Because of Sharp Fortitude, Primordial Collapse, and now Orbital Augment, late game EHP is extremely viable, and Bonsai, for instance, is proving it. I am proving it. I am staying in Legends consistently. Bonsai is taking top 5 in Legends consistently. There is no reason that people shouldn't be able to play the game that they want to play, how they want to play it.
Yep, I totally agree. Bonsai and I, we're around the same overall ranking, I believe. Almost the top 1,000-ish. Slightly above, but pretty close. And it's been cool. I've talked to him a few different times and just kind of compared what he's got going on with what I've got going on. And it's interesting because we both have different struggles, yet we're in the same, basically, place. That being said, I still hold true to my argument, and you can feel free to edit this out if you want, I don't care. I have said the comparison before. I think that trying to be competitive with EHP in Legends League is about as difficult as trying to start a day one account as glass cannon. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? Who knows? I don't know. Bonsai is the best one to ask about that, and I guess you too now.
I'm very young in my EHP tower. Compared to Bonsai, I have like not even a quarter of his stats, and I'm top 5,000 in Legends.
Yeah, which is crazy because like you said, that used to not be the case. A lot of people would do EHP in the early game and then pivot to hybrid and just go through the transition phases to get to glass cannon, you know, tier 13 and above, basically. And a lot of people are still doing that, but the issue is there are people that are not doing that, We're doing completely different things, and for some reason, that throws people for a loop. And I still think it's a both sides issue, because the glass cannon people, the people that have been playing this game for years at this point, they're like, yeah, settle down, you don't know what you're talking about, basically. But then the EHP guys are kind of more like, notice me, I'm doing something different and finding a way to be competitive. Why can't you see that? So it's just this back and forth, and it's completely redundant, and it's stupid. Again, why can't we play the game the way that we want to play it, and everyone else just deal with it? Doesn't matter. Like, I got a lot of hate when I freaking maxed out my smart missile cooldown and I put some investment in it. Did I let that hurt my ego and put me... I didn't get all emotional about it, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I did cry a little bit because, comments, they do hurt sometimes. But the point is, I did it because I wanted to, and it doesn't matter what other people think. Same with you, Zephyr. People are giving you crap for trying to do EHP and Legends. I personally think it's probably not the best idea, but guess what? It doesn't matter. It's your tower, and you can play it the way that you want to play it. Who am I to tell you that you're an idiot for doing something?
Yeah. Do I think that I would progress much faster if I started the transition into damage? Absolutely. I would probably have keys by now. I would probably be halfway up the Harmony tree. But I want to play my tower EHP. I want to see how far I can take it. I want to see how far I can actually take dabs. Not that I think dabs will ever be relevant. I love dabs, but it's not good. But so I do have a theory with dabs, is that relics keep getting released, so dabs is continuing to get stronger and stronger, while the scaling of enemies is staying the same. Every relic, it gets a little bit better, but that's besides the point. Dabs will most likely never be a viable option. Like, who cares if I want to raise my dabs, even though I personally know it's probably the worst stat in the game. I would even say interest is better, because it helps you, get money a little bit quicker, and that can lead to level skips, getting leveled up quicker. But it doesn't matter what you guys think. All that matters is that I'm doing it because I want to do it, not because I think it's the best or anything like that. I know that I'm struggling because I'm already fairly far developed in my EHP, and it's going to take me so much longer to get stronger than it would just transitioning to damage. Like, I could probably be getting keys by not tomorrow's tournament, but the tournament after that, if I started developing my damage.
Yeah, and all of what you just said, let's just say that we're typing in Discord, you're laying out your case, I come in and I give you a counterpoint. I'm like, hey, probably not the best idea, maybe you should do this instead. You have effectively two options that you can do. You can A, counter the counterpoint and continue going down the rabbit hole and eventually lead into conflict, or you can say, cool, thank you for your input, I see your perspective, I'm still going to do this. That's all it is. That's the issue that we're facing right now. I mean, you're a mod in my server. You guys have the Sanctuary, the Tower Sanctuary server.
By the way, a link to both of our Discords will be in the description.
I'm sure you've seen it. Well, you've definitely seen it in my server. I don't know if you've had to see it yet in the new server because it's so new. But the point is, none of these stupid, redundant arguments should even be taking place. Say your piece, put your input in, be respectful, be an adult, be a representation of what this community has been notorious for. This is not Call of Duty lobbies. This is not the League of Legends community. This is the Tower community. We are a supportive community. We help each other out. I can give people certain advice that I think is optimal. Zephyr can give advice that he thinks is optimal and I may disagree with, or whatever, and he may disagree with me. It doesn't matter. The point is, say your piece, be respectful about it, and if they don't agree with you, it doesn't matter. It's their game. You do your tower the way that you want to, and then be quiet. It's that simple. I don't know. Am I being too harsh?
No, you're not. But I do have one final major point, is that all the arguing is, it's honestly just going to start throwing off newer players who might want to do an EHP build, whether it's optimal or not. It might, in their eyes, seem like you guys are trying to bully them into converting to glass cannon even if they don't want to. And same thing with some EHP players. Like, do I think that once you get to late champions starting to convert into legends, do I think that picking up regen mastery or second win mastery will severely help you? Yes. But if you want to go to glass cannon, then I have no right in thrusting my viewpoint on you. It's what you want to do with your tower.
I think the biggest issue, at least that I've seen, with the mentors kind of arguing with each other, somebody may not have a direction in mind because they're so new. They just don't know what they don't know. But instead of kind of laying out the different options, one person's like, you should do this route. And then another person's like, no, that's stupid. You should do this route instead. And all that does is hurts the community. It confuses the new player. They're going to be so overwhelmed and not know what what the heck is happening, and then quit the game, which is counterintuitive to what we are trying to do here.
Yeah, you wanna give them information that's going to help them where they're at right now. So if it's a newer player like starting to dip into plat and maybe they don't have all of their standard perk bonus labs done, encourage them to finish those, because that is the most important thing. Honestly, I would say that's even like if you were to research Shatter Shards and standard perk bonus at the exact same time, I would say standard perk bonus would take priority. Standard perk bonus is one of the most important labs in the game. You need to reach them where they are, not reach them where they're going to be in 6 months.
The first thing that I do when I'm talking to somebody who needs help is I first identify, do you spend, do you not spend, because that does impact sort of the order of what I'll tell people to do. And then after that, I try to figure out what direction they're currently going, and then if they want to continue going that direction or pivot and try something different. And then I will go based off of that. And if I don't have the answer, if I find somebody who's like, hey, I'm bouncing back and forth between champs and legends, I really want to be in legends as EHP, I'm not going to pull it out of my butt. I'm going to refer them to a Zephyr or a Bonsai or a Giga, because I'm not going to claim that I have all of the right answers, because quite frankly, I don't. And I think anybody that does claim they have all of the right answers, they need to self-assess.
And if someone wants to start transitioning to Glass Cannon, I'm not going to say, oh, get regen mastery. I'm going to say, oh, get damage mastery, get attack speed mastery, get demon mode mastery. Or I'm just going to send them to Spartan or tags, or hell, even 589, because he's ridiculously far in this game. If you want to play this game the most efficient way, then pull out your credit card and go follow what Greeny wants you to do, because he is the best player in the world. At bare minimum, he's in the top 5 best players. If you want to play the most efficient way, get your advice from someone who is extremely efficient. Don't expect someone like me who is like, oh, I'm going to go EHP all throughout Legends and I'm going to take first place in Legends, which will happen one day, by the way.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, one day. Maybe it'll be after Mythic bracket gets introduced and all the hardcore damage players are gone. Who knows? But it will happen one day. If you want to do things the most efficient way possible, pull out your credit card and start buying everything. If you want to play it to have fun, then do what you want, maybe get some advice here and there.
Yeah, I think that's fair. A lot of this really comes down to like the super micro everything. That only really matters if you are trying to be to that competitive level and actually reach the top echelons. If you're just playing the game, again, this is a single player game. If you're just playing it and enjoying it, and you don't care about being freaking crazy competitive, maybe you want to get some rank 1s, but you don't necessarily care about being a top player, you can absolutely do that. The point is, there's no reason to sit and argue in Discord or Reddit or anywhere over something as petty as like a phone game. You know, it's just stupid. Be respectful, be an adult, and get on with your life. I don't know, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, and unless you're a child, then don't be an adult.
Yeah, but you should act like an adult.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much going to do it, guys. Me and Spartan have been talking about this for a couple of weeks, and after the new server launched and just immediately seeing something brought up about EHP versus Glass Cannon and just stuff that doesn't need to be in the server already being there within 24 hours of the server being launched, I'd had enough, and this war needs to come to an end. Agreed.
And Zephyr, really quickly, thank you for having me on. This was fun. We've never collabed. I've seen you since you basically started the game, and also, more importantly, since you started making content for the game. It's been cool watching you grow.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be making content if it wasn't for you. You just, every time I was like, oh, I wish I could do something like that. And you were like, just go do it. And I was like, oh yeah, I can just do it. And then I started doing it. And what do you know, I'm almost monetized.
Yeah, you're getting there, dude.
Yeah, and I also want to thank you for introducing me to Tequila. Because without him, I wouldn't have, the defense guys wouldn't be a thing.
Tequila's a good dude too. I was talking to him last night in Discord until like 3 in the morning or something ridiculous. We were just talking about YouTube stuff, but anyway.
He needed to stay up because he had to do some real life things in a couple of hours. So
yeah, I guess I took one for the team. He was like, Spartan, I'm about to fall asleep. And I was like, yeah, me too. I'm going to go to bed. And he was like, no, I can't go to bed. And I was like, oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. For those of you who are dedicated watchers of mine, the Defense Guys episode will be out in a couple of days. It is recorded. I just have to edit it. That's pretty much going to be it for me. Do you have anything upcoming, Spartan, that you want to share real quick?
Sure. I just recently came out with a modules tier list video. For those of you that love controversial tier list type videos or memeable content, feel free to go check that out. Likewise, be sure to join my Discord if you'd like, and also the Tower Sanctuary Discord. It's a new and upcoming Discord, trying to support those guys also. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, and I just have one thought on your module video. You ranked Sharp Fortitude too low. It's definitely bottom of S tier because it's honestly the best EHP mod there is.
For EHP, yes, I would agree.
So I definitely think it deserves to be up in S tier, but it's not my video. So anyway,
Fair
guys,
enough.
thank
Fair
you
enough.
so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like on the video and maybe give your thoughts down in the comments. And go ahead and head over to Spartan if you are not already subbed to him, and just drop a sub for him. This will be a collab video, so if you want to hit subscribe on mine, both of our channels will be there that you can subscribe to in one place.
Yeah, let's get Zephyr to 1K. Let's get this man monetized.
I actually
Let's do it.
only need 500 total. I'm at 368 right now.
Guys, you heard it. Let's get him there.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, this is Zephyr signing out. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you guys for coming to our TED Talk, and like always, we will see you later.
Pocket full of gems and my mind on the rise. Buying cards, stacking slots, I'm evolving in size. Modules kick in, every stat amplified. Crit strikes, fast shots, and a shield by my side. Rush labs working while I'm sleeping at night. Endless research in the queue, bringing limitless mind.
Planning every upgrade like a mastermind's art. Every point that I boost is another fresh